Hello everybody, it's your boy KBDK10 here coming at you with another episode of the Overkill Podcast. We're on episode 89 and I'm here with my co-host Meta Knight.
What is up?
Otherwise known as I'm Meta Frankie.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just hop right into it with the hottest news, the latest news. Most people are talking about this one.
Hot off the presses, bro?
I had no idea because I'm not a big Game Pass enjoyer, but Game Pass has gotten another major price hike. I believe they made pricing changes about a year ago, and I believe it went up $3 or $4 for every edition. And this time around, it's gone up about 50% for the Ultimate Edition, which used to be $20, is now $30 a month. The Premium Edition is $15 a month, and the Essential Edition is $10 per month. And you basically get, with the Essential, you only get 50 games. You can play across PC and Xbox. And with Premium, you get PC and Xbox, and you get 200 games. And I believe you get some benefits. You get benefits with all of these, I guess, within games like Call of Duty and League. And then the Ultimate Edition, you obviously get day one stuff, and you get to stream at the highest quality and whatnot. There's also a fourth option, which is the PC only one, which used to be $11 and is now $16.50. So it's gone up quite a bit.
That's unfortunate, man.
It's just kind of funny because yesterday I was trying to figure out which one I should get because I wanted to play the new COD beta, and I also want to play Battlefield 2 whenever that comes out, because I believe only the Ultimate Edition and the PC version give you EA Play.
Yeah, so, I see that.
Yeah, you want to consider that if you want to play any EA games. But yeah, I don't know, man. To me, this is a lot because, especially if I was a console-only guy, you basically have to pick the $30 edition if you want to play any games that are relevant. If you want to play the latest, Xbox games or whatnot. Or you just buy them straight out, obviously. And I think a lot of people are just going to go with the buy straight out now.
That's what we've been doing.
Because it's $360 a year, which is about, I think, 5.1 games a year, if they're priced at $70. So, yeah, this is not I don't think it's a great value proposition. And most people don't even, in my opinion, have time to complete 5 full games, especially with how big games are nowadays. I don't know if you could even play that many games. One thing to also mention too is that the part of the website for Game Pass where you can cancel your subscription actually ended up crashing right after they made this announcement. So a lot of people, I think, were trying to cancel as soon as this kind of news came out, which is funny. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'm just surprised the news spread so far and wide so quickly on something like this. But I guess a lot of people actually have the Game Pass. So yeah, I'm not super shocked. I will say, I'm really disappointed that the PC edition went up so much because that was the one that I liked, obviously, because we don't have an Xbox anymore. And I was really hoping it would only go up a couple bucks, but it went up 4-ish, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
4.5. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's rough, man. $30 a month. Don't you remember when you could just buy Xbox Live?
Yeah, wait, you can't buy Xbox Live anymore?
No, it's part of the Game Pass now. Like this is how you get
So
this is
you
how you
have
get
to pay.
multiplayer.
You have to
Yeah,
pay
you,
$9 a month to play multiplayer, basically.
yeah. You see how it says online console multiplayer? Yeah, they basically have bundled it in to this.
Oh, oh
So yeah,
no.
yeah. Live's been dead for I don't know a couple years now. Ever since this came out, they kept it for like a
Wow.
year after they released Game Pass or something, a year or two. I don't remember, but.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're minimum paying $10 a month now for Live, which is what 120. So it's doubled in price from 15 years ago, and then yeah, the Ultimate Edition is rough, bro. $30 a month. You're better off just buying games at that point. Just indie games, just anything really. I mean, for $30 a month, you can get like 2 or 3 games that are really good. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Ultimate Edition, whenever it first came out, was $17 a month, and then they increased it to 20 in 2024, and now they've increased it to 30, which, again, I think 20 is about the like, for me at least, that's like the only price that I would be willing to pay for any sort of subscription, whether video game or movie or otherwise, is like $20. To me, that's like the subscription limit. Anything above that, in my opinion, is too much. And I get games are very expensive and whatnot. They're probably like one of the most expensive mediums or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I think in previous years, $7 a month, I think was the like basic edition. That was just for consoles, or maybe it was like 8, and that's a very good deal for most people. So I think that's why it became such a big thing. And I don't know. I mean, I think Game Pass is gonna suffer now.
do they still have the console only one?
Unsubbing. No. So they only have the PC one, the Essential, the Premium, and the Ultimate. So there's only
Wow.
like
So if
4
you're on
tiers.
console, you have to get one of the 3, huh? All right.
Yeah.
That's tough. Well, I'm not a huge fan, so makes sense. Well, now I have to decide which one we want to go with. I guess we can move on to the PlayStation bad news while we're here. I was gonna mix up the order, but let's not. So the PS5 Slim, which honestly is the edition if I was ever gonna get a PlayStation, would be that one. They've released a new edition, as y'all probably know. As the years go on, they tend to change things inside the consoles, and they kind of don't really make an announcement that anything has changed, at least not to like the wider public like that much. They'll just like throw it up on the website, the changes or whatever. And then they, obviously tell all the retailers the changes and stuff so they can update all their materials. But this is some unfortunate news. The new Slim model is made with worse plastic, allegedly, because it's lighter. The heatsink apparently is not great, and the fan no longer has a metal cover to help it. It doesn't have a gloss finish either. They've gone with matte because that gloss is an extra coat of paint, essentially.
Wait. Am I seeing this? I'm sorry. I'm watching this video, and wait. So they downgraded the SSD from 1 terabyte to 825 gigabytes.
Yeah, that's the last
That's a
change.
weird number.
That was the last change I was going to get into. Is their weirdest one is they've done the or the SSD change down, which is odd.
Bro, I feel like 1 terabyte is like the basic. Like, if you go below that, in my opinion, like you've already lost me.
Right.
Because you can maybe get. It's like what, one Call of Duty game? I don't know. I guess the COD games have been getting smaller recently, but
one COD game, yeah.
it yeah. Well, that's just turning off from the game. I mean, I'm not a big console guy, anyways. I haven't been for quite a while, but yeah.
Yeah, and I will say there does seem to be some positive at the bottom here. There's been rumors saying that the new DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5 will actually have, instead of an internal battery, it will be a removable, rechargeable one, so that you can get a replacement battery to help with the degradation, over time, which I think is actually pretty cool. As far as like being more consumer friendly, but other than that, yeah, this is unfortunate. And I don't know what kind of specs the PS5 Slim gets anymore, but I assume it probably still runs fairly well.
I mean, yeah, it's a console, so it's probably gonna run at whatever they say. I think it's 120 FPS 4K, which is pretty nice. Compared to a PC, you can't really get a PC that's that cheap and runs that well. So
No, not at all. Not for $550.
yeah, I mean, I understand why people play consoles, but I don't know, the fact that you only get 1 TB at
That's
like
tough.
I think even at the highest tier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the highest tier of the original PlayStation 5, you only got 1 TB. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then they expect you to give up the disk drive as well, which I think is pretty tough.
Well, to be fair though, I mean, disk drives haven't been a thing in like PC gaming for a while.
I mean, I understand why. They just don't give you any internal storage either, so. And the disks don't store any data anymore anyways, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like a hardcore enthusiast, like for, PC gaming for a long time, and you have a bunch of PC disks, there's no real reason to put that in your, a disk drive in your computer, but... have an epic mini golf game. All right. Yeah, you're paying again. This is like another instance where you're paying the same price or even more to get
for a worse product.
So,
yep, not surprised. I guess that's their way to prevent a price hike and having everyone lose their minds, probably, or they're just trying to make more money. Either way, not shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all we'll say on that one.
That's all I got. I don't know. I mean, there's not much else to say. It just sucks.
Yeah. I guess we'll move on to this next story, and we'll kind of give our thoughts on this game. But Call of Duty Black Ops 7, it's coming out, I think, November, and they had a beta this weekend. I did get to play it yesterday, and I gotta say, pretty fun game. I like how there's no tack sprinting and whatnot, and I feel like it feels like an actual Call of Duty game to me. I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever made. It's an alright game. I think people are kind of soying out about how it's a futuristic game, and they don't like that, and they want it to be whatever modern setting. Another modern game or whatever. I think it's good that they change it up every once in a while. So I've always liked the futuristic CODs, but I know a lot of people don't share that.
Yeah, I think some people are probably like me, where like I don't mind the setting. I don't really care. To me, I've never really cared if it's like World War II or modern. I think I prefer the World War II out of all of them. And then, like futuristic, it doesn't really matter to me. What bothers me about the futuristic is just like some of the like design choices that go with it, because it tends to mean like there's either like crazy boosting or just really annoying movement that I just can't keep up with anymore. So that's the only reason I always dislike the future. It's not really the setting, it's just what comes along with it. But it looks pretty good. I mean, we were watching the trailer a couple days ago, and I thought it looked great. I mean, I don't know. I'll get it for sure. I probably won't do the Game Pass. I'll probably die before I do that. But you know, maybe I will do the Game Pass again. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably just buy it.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do gotta say is, at least for the visual clutter of the game, is there wasn't a lot of the more recent Call of Duty games, they've really gone with trying to be very visually impressive and whatnot, and have a bunch of stuff around the maps. And it's kind of harder to see people whenever you do that. And I think this time around, they've really the maps are very simple. The corners are very clear and cut where they end and where they start and whatnot. There's also a lot more of the traditional 3-lane map design. There's not all this random lanes going around. Again, Call of Duty maps are not hard to design. I think honestly in recent years they've just tried to make the maps as complex and as random as possible, so that way gunfights are randomized, and so that way good players can't win. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, I think it's a bit of that. They've also reduced a lot of visual clutter. So whenever we were watching the trailer, he went into a building, and I kind of noted that all there was in this building was essentially some stair steps up to a second level that was 2 feet up, and then a tube, and then a box in the corner, and it was a fairly big room. It was a 40 by 30 or something, and I noticed that is a huge amount of visual clutter removed, because normally in the more recent games there would be a bunch of shit on the walls, there'd be furniture everywhere, there'd be more boxes and barrels scattered, just fucking everywhere. And for me, in the newer CODs, it's really obnoxious, because every time, unless I played the game constantly, every time I go into a new room, it's there's 50 different spots I can get taken out from. And it's kind of like that in Siege, but Siege is a whole nother game. In a game like COD, it's really annoying to be running around, and then there's 30 angles every time you enter a different room that someone's just waiting there anyways. And camping is already a problem in COD, so adding more stuff to camp behind makes it even worse, I think.
Yeah.
And that's how I have to play the new CODs, is I have to camp, because I have to learn a room, and then if I go into another room, I'm fucked, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think for BO7, at least the maps that we have so far in the beta, they've been pretty good. 3-lane maps. With some interesting elements, I think there's a rotating crate on one of the maps. I don't know the names of them. I also played the zombies mode. I thought it was pretty cool. The giant bear enemy is interesting. I don't think we've ever had maybe we have had it. Well, I guess we've had dogs or whatnot, but we haven't had a wild animal, I feel as a boss zombie. Maybe not in the Treyarch games, but the map reminds me a lot of Raven the Redwoods from Infinite Warfare. I think they've gone a little more experimental with the zombies, which I actually think is in the right direction. I wish we got to play the classic mode, but they didn't have that in the beta, at least. Not that I could find. But yeah, I mean, I think we're set for a pretty decent game this year. Yeah.
I'm hoping so. It looks pretty good. It looks promising, so.
Yeah. But kind of on the topics of maps, we didn't get to see these in the beta, but we're going to see them in the base game. There's Express Raid and Hijacked, and Treyarch has already teased that for the post-launch, they're going to be adding the map Vertigo from Black Ops 2. This is that map that was on top of the giant skyscraper. It's in India. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how it's described this map, but just look up Vertigo Call of Duty. It'll probably pop up.
There's
It's
also
a very iconic map from the first DLC, I believe.
I don't know if we've actually. Yes, it's actually I think it's this. I think it's the second DLC, but Maybe not. It's a good map. It's a really good map. It has some vertical as far as like going up elevators and stuff, like elevator shafts, from what I remember. But maybe I'm inserting that myself. I thought it was a pretty good map. There's also
you're right.
there's also
It was-
Yemen. It was the second one.
It was the second one. Yeah, it's the one that had Mob of the Dead in it. That's
Yo.
yeah.
There is also Meltdown, which I don't know if we've ever mentioned that on the pod before, but apparently they've teased Meltdown with which, if y'all don't remember, that's the one with the giant nuclear smokestack or the nuclear stack, I guess steam stack really, on the southern part of the map, and then so that's one lane you can go in there and it has all the pillars, and then there's the center lane and the outer lane with like all of the electrical stuff on the very north. So
Like the generators and whatnot.
yeah, the generators. And then they've also teased Yemen, which I don't remember, but that one's also from Black Ops 2. Oh wait, I do remember this map.
Yeah, Yemen.
That's the one where we get our
competitive map.
That's the one where we get our nading from, right? I'm nading.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was where
Yeah.
that iconic moment happened. But yeah, this one's. I mean, yeah, if you play Black Ops 2, I think most people know the maps, but it's very like Middle Eastern, deserty.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scaffolding that you can climb up into windows and stuff.
Which is the kind of
and
vertical
you
I
have to,
think
like-
that people prefer.
Yeah, you have to go across like a little like wooden planks across mid. Oh man.
Yeah, there's also like rocks
doesn't
and
count.
stuff. There's some places you can jump into the pit and die, but it's another classic three lane map where you can kind of see in the center part. You can also see across the 3 lanes at different points, and you can also cross in between. So it's kind of a classic map. I'm actually more excited for this than any of the other ones. Because even this map felt really good casually, so.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's
I think
exciting.
it's going to be a good year.
I'm
I
hoping.
say that every year though. So.
I'm hoping.
But I mean, I think they're really listening this time. I think especially with the the BF6 competition, I really think they're trying hard to actually make the game good. Yeah, I mean they've pulled out all the stops. This is the first time, at least, and I think Meta was talking to me last night about this, but I was like, I wonder why they did like the whole zombies in the beta, because they've never allowed you to play zombies in the beta, and I think it's one of the reasons is I think they're trying to get people. They're just trying to pull out all the stops. They're trying to get people to play the game, and I think zombies is that casual mode that Call of Duty needs. And I think a lot of the people who want BF6, I don't know. I think they prefer a lot more like slower paced game modes, and I don't think like this multiplayer is gonna very very much shoot them. Although I think not having tac sprint and the wall jumping is not as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. I don't think you jump as high as it really looks like you do. And yeah, I mean, without having all that movement, I think it's a lot more slower paced. At least the games that I've played it hasn't been a bunch of crazy people sliding around and doing this crazy stuff. They've been pretty easy to like track and whatnot. So, and then on top of that, you have like that, the casual zombies mode. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good year.
Based. I guess we can move on. Randy Pitchyford. He always comes up sometimes. I believe he used to be the head of Xbox for a while, right?
This guy.
Yeah, so he has commented on Stop Killing Games, which I just thought was funny. The highlighted quote is like, I hate the fact that someday the people I care about aren't going to be here, and someday I'm not going to be here. Which you might say, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I think he was kind of doing his classic middle of the road response, where he's talking about It's really sad to see games go, but he also says it's a weird, challenging problem, though, because I think that at the same time, if we're going to have any games that are sincere live services, it seems mutually exclusive to have something that's going to be a living thing that can't be allowed to die. I don't know how to get around that. So he's essentially saying if it's going to be live service, it's going to be a dead service at some point, which obviously is not what the initiative is about at all. The whole initiative is if you buy a live service game that they would, release a standalone patch or some sort of, long-term way to play it, by yourself or set up your own server and let you have fun with the game since you paid so much for it. So yeah, just a little misrepresenting of what the initiative is and a little bit of fence sitting as well. He also talks about games like Battleborn and stuff, but no one really cares about all that. Yeah, see, in the first comment is Sir Randy completely missed the actual point. Yeah, this is this is about right.
No, he's never been involved with Xbox, but I think he was the head of Gearbox, who I think made Borderlands, right?
Yeah, it says he said this article says he still is the head of one of the heads of Gearbox. So
okay, yeah. Well, I mean,
okay.
Are we surprised?
No, I mean he can't really comment on it because he's one of the heads of Gearbox. You can't comment on that at all. I do think it is interesting though because this article kind of talks like he's not afraid to address it, and okay. Okay.
Yeah, kind of gave a nothing answer, but yeah, I mean I don't know how would you, if your live service game is like your servers, you run them, and it's all multiplayer, how would you make it single player? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There are some games like Fortnite, for instance. I guess they have the, whatever it's called, the survival mode. I don't remember the name, but I don't know. Like a game, they're like Call of Duty Warzone. Like, how would you make that single player? There are certain live service games where it's like as soon as the server shut down, it just is gone completely. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I say don't buy any of these microtransactions, because these games are going to go away anyways.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's about all we got for that one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about this new roguelike game that I found. I found this article about it, and I looked it up, but a new roguelike game is blowing up on Steam. It's called Megabonk is the name of it, and it ties back to the classic, roguelike style. You smash your way through endless waves of enemies, and you grow absurdly powerful, is what they say. It's got a kind of retro, it's weird, it's like 3D, looks like kind of N64 PS2, and then there's also like, what do you call it, like sprites, like 2D assets that are like 8-bit or like 16-bit. It's interesting. It kind of blends the two art styles. So sometimes it looks 3D, sometimes it looks 2D. It's kind of interesting that way. But yeah, as you smash through, you collect gems and I believe also coins. And whenever you level up, I believe you can pick different paths, basically. So it's kind of, in a way, it looks to me like 3D Vampire Survivors.
Yes, I've I've actually seen this game on Steam. I watched the trailer for it. Oh my goodness, sorry for the coughing. It basically is 3D Vampire Survivors, and I don't know, it looks really, really cool. Apparently, I didn't realize it was so popular though. Apparently people really, really like it. I guess we'll have to get it and play it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Looks dope.
It's $10 right now.
Oh, is it on sale?
No, it's not on sale. It's just $10 normally, I think. So
Ah.
pretty cheap.
I was going to open up Steam to put it on my wish list, but I don't want to crash the recording, so we will not do that. It looks really cute. It looks awesome. I'll probably get it. Play it. Why not?
Yeah.
I like this little fox wizard character, too. He looks cool. He's... Oh, man.
I'm surprised you don't like the gorilla guy.
Well, of course I like him. He's epic.
That guy's a huge DK fan.
Huge. I'm assuming he's a melee character, probably. The Gorilla Man. It would make sense. Alright.
Yeah.
That's dope. It's got all animal themes, and you're like fighting mummies and goblins and all kinds of crazy shit, so. That's cool. Alright. Well, speaking of new games, before this pod started, actually, I was watching this entire IGN review, I know, of a game called Lego Party. And essentially, Lego Party is Mario Party, but with Legos. And I wanted to bring it up because I think it does some really cool stuff. Like, there is, instead of the turn order being determined at the start of the game, it is determined after each minigame, and whoever does best goes first, and, you know, so on and so forth. So I think that's a good change. There's also no random gold bricks at the end or gold stars at the end, like in Mario Party. There's also the possibility for, I think, some really cool stuff of, like, you can do, you know, the Pirates and Ninjago, or even go to, like, Star Wars or Indiana Jones or all the things that they've partnered with previously. There are 4 maps as well. There's, like, a space map. There is a like lava-y map, there is a Egyptian map, and there's like an island map. And it's really cool because the maps, because it's Lego, you can essentially establish your own areas of the map if you get to them first. So you can decide, like on the theme park map, there is a choice you can make between like an old-timey medieval setting, or you can go ahead and do a like monster truck kind of stunt setting, and that comes with its own, they each come with their own like mini games, or one mini game associated with it, which I think is pretty cool, that you can kind of change the map so much. There's also another good change is, unlike in Mario Party, there are games that are 2v2 and there are games that are solo. There are no games where it's just one person versus the other 3, which I think is actually a pretty good change as well, because that tends to lead to like targeting or just like a bad time for that one person if it's one of the most unbalanced game modes. It can also be the case where it's one of the game modes where the one person basically always wins, because there are a few like that where, you know, you're just so OP.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. It's like the games that are like 1v3 it's almost never like 50-50 between the 3 and the one person. It's always like, you know, 80-20, or, you know, 80-20 one way or 80-20 the other way, you know. It's, I don't know. That's one thing that I don't like about those style games. But yeah, I mean, this looks pretty interesting. It looks like it is crossplay, because whenever they're playing, it all shows Xbox logos.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder if it's, I don't know exactly what platforms it's on, but I assume it's on everything, right? Or
you know, I don't actually know.
it is on PS5.
I did not get that far. Okay, yeah, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, all of them is where it's coming out, and it came out September 30th. So there you go. It's already out. There are only 60 minigames, but I think they will likely do some DLC in the future for it, but maybe not. I assume maybe for the Switch one, they might actually do a real Mario collab, which I think would be kind of funny. It'd be full circle of Lego Mario Party. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
And that's something that this guy kind of covers in his video. But yeah, there's all kinds of cool games. I think these are more the kind of party games that are just enjoyable instead of kind of bitter, you know?
Yeah, like Among Us.
Like unlike Among Us.
Yeah.
It looks cool. I might actually want to play this.
Yeah,
It looks
we'll
awesome.
have to look at it. We'll have to check it out to see the price of it. And maybe we'll get it and play with some friends. But
I mean, it's just it's such an obvious game that I'm impressed it took this long to come out. I mean, it's just an easy, Lego, turn it into Mario Party. It's like the perfect game for it.
yeah,
Bum, bum,
it's good. It's
bum.
good to
That's all I
see
got.
competition in that space. You remember that one game we always played? Was it the Pac-Man party game? I think it was called Pac-Man Party. I think or Pac Party maybe
Wow, I do not remember that.
for the Wii.
I remember Rayman's.
Oh man,
Pac-Man
But yeah,
Party for
I
the
mean,
Wii.
the funniest thing is like me and Meta, we never played any Mario Party, but we played Pac-Man Party before
Yeah,
any other game.
I do remember this game.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I played some
Yeah.
Mario Party with friends, but that was it. We never actually owned one of the Mario parties.
Yeah. So our
That
first
is so
party
funny.
game was what was that? But yeah, it's good to see competition within that space.
Yeah, I think you and I have
Which
always kind of I mean, I don't think we valued party games very much because I mean, you play. The problem is one of the problems is you play through all the mini games and then you kind of understand it. There's not much.
Yeah. And the other problem is like, you have to have like 4 people over, and you all want to play. You all want to have to play that. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to get 4 people to, all be down to play that game. You can't with those games. I mean, you can technically play online, but I don't see a point in doing that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you can't talk to people, I don't know if there is a point in doing it. But yeah. Well.
I think that's been it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been your boy, K10. Peace.
And your boy, Meta. Bye.